Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel NCERT Maths with Pradeep. Today we are continuing our topic, that is methods of factorization. Out of the 4 methods, 2 methods I have already explained in the introduction video. So this video is about the next 2 methods. So let's get started. So now let's see the third method, that is factorization using identities. As you already know, what are the different standard identities that we have already discussed in chapter algebraic expressions and identities. In factorization, which 3 identities we are going to use? That is a plus b whole square is equal to a square plus b square plus 2ab. A minus b whole square is equal to a square plus b square minus 2ab, and a minus b into a plus b is equal to a square minus b square. With the help of these 3 identities, we are going to factorize our algebraic expression. So let's do few examples of this. That is, one is 4y square minus 12y plus 9. This topic is already covered in algebraic expressions and identities also. So let's do it here again. So out of these 3 terms, we will see which term or which 2 terms are perfect squares. So here we can see, because 4y square can be written as 2y into 2y, okay, and 9 can be written as 3 into 3. So that means this first term and third term is a complete square. So now we need to check that whether this middle term or the third term can be made from these 2 terms. Okay. So in expression we have, see, in both identities a square and b square are always positive. But in case of a plus b whole square, this 2ab term is positive. In case of a minus b whole square, this minus 2ab is there. Okay. Since we have this minus here, this means we need to convert this into second identity, that is a minus b whole square. So let's check here. So this is a square of 2y and this is a square of 3. So now our middle term should be made out of these 2 terms. So term is 2ab. So minus sign, 2 times, if this is a and this is b, so 2 times ab. A is 2y, okay, and b is 3. You should check, if you do 2ab, whether the term is same as it is given to us. Suppose 2 into 2 is 4, 4 into 3 is 12. Yes, we have 12 with minus sign and y. So minus 12y can be formed from these 2 terms. Here I write again, that is 2 times 2y into 3. So this is a term of a square, this is b square, okay, and this is 2 times ab. So that means this complete expression can be written of the form a minus b whole square. So whole square means this term is being multiplied by itself. So factors of this example is 2y minus 3 into 2y minus 3. I repeat, what we will do is, first thing is we should analyze which 2 terms are complete squares, take them as a and b, and then we should check whether we get the same number as our third term if we make 2ab from these a and b. So let's do one more example. Here this is, we are having 4 terms. As we know that in identities at the most we can have 3 terms. So now what we will do in this case is, we will see whether any 3 terms are making any of the identity. Here we can see this is a square minus 2ab plus b square is same as a minus b whole square. So we will regroup it and this is written as a minus b whole square. This minus c square as it is. Again we have to recheck whether further any identity we can use. Here see we have a square minus b square. If I take this full term as a, suppose this, and this as b, so this is same as a square minus b square. So what is the answer for a square minus b square? Means a minus b into a plus b. So here further I can write, this is my full a, so I will write a minus b minus b. So b is c in our case. Okay, and second is a plus b. What is a in our case? This is a minus b plus b. b is c here. So these two are the factors for this question. So this is how we will factorize using identities. Now let's move on to the last method. So the fourth method is splitting the middle term. This method is actually very important. This we are going to study in grade 10 also, splitting the middle term. Most of the cases we will split the middle term when our expression is quadratic. Quadratic expression means in which we have power as 2. So generalized form of any quadratic expression is ax square plus bx plus c. Okay, so what we will do is we will see the equation that we have three different terms, but we cannot split this into complete squares. Okay, like in this question, see, we are given with three terms. Okay, one is x square, it can be written as x whole square, but this 6 is not a complete square, as we have done in third method using identities, in which this term is also a complete square. In our case, this third term is not a complete square. Then we will use this method, that is splitting the middle term. So what we need to do is we will always arrange this expression in such a way that first term should be having exponent 2, second term should be with the variable, and third term should be constant. So we will split our middle term, that is always we have to split the term with variable. Okay, this 5x is to be split in this case and minus 4z to be split in second case. But how to split that? We will arrange, or we will form two factors in which our sum should always be equal to b and product is always equal to AC. Okay, A into C, that is coefficient of x square, and our constant should be multiplied and we will get P, and this coefficient of x term should be taken as sum. This means that we should always factorize P. Okay, after factorization we will use those factors in such a way that it should be any two factors in which when we add them we should get our S. For example, let's do. So here in this case, what is S? S is B, this B, that is 5, and what is P? That means 6. So this means we need to find any two numbers which when multiplied we should get 6 and which when added we should get 5. So the basic method is do the factors. Okay, so 2 into 3. So 2 and 3 are the factors. 1 is always there, but we will not write it until and unless it is required. So 2 and 3. Okay, so if we multiply 2 into 3, we will get 6. If we add 2 and 3, we will get 5. So means this 6 can be split into two terms, that is 2 and 3, which will give me 5 when added and 6 when multiplied. Okay, so what I will write is, I will always split this middle term. These two terms should not be changed, that is x square. So this 5 is from this. So we will write the variable with each term, that is 2x and 3x plus 6. Okay, so 5x can be written as 2x and 3x. So this is splitting of the middle term in which this 5 is taken from these two numbers. So now this is the same method, that is regrouping or common. So what is common in this? This is x inside will be x plus 2. Okay, so again from this last two terms we can get common as 3, and then this is x. So here it is 3 plus 3 into 2 as 6. So x plus 2 is our common factor and x plus 3 is our second factor. So this is how we will factorize using splitting the middle term. But I want to explain with one more example in which sign is negative. See, in this case, let it be example 2 and this is 1. So again, what is A? We have 1. What is B? That is minus 4. And what is C? That is minus 12. So what should be the sum and product? Sum is B. B is minus 4. And product is AC, that is 1 into minus 12. So we have minus 12. So now our target is which two numbers should be multiplied and I should get minus 12, and when they are added I should get minus 4. So as I have done in previous question also, first thing is make factors. So factors of 12. So factors are 2 into 2 into 3. From here the game begins. Now we will check that P should be negative. When the product is negative, that means any one of the factors should be negative. Okay. Okay, so what we will do is we should take two first numbers as together, that is 2 into 2 is 4. Because I have 3 factors, I need only 2 factors, so I have to merge one factor with any one. So first I am merging this 2 into 2. So 2 into 2 is 4 and then number is 3. So 4 into 3 will give me 12. So now I will check whether 4 into 3 can give me 4 also, but I need minus 12. Okay, so one thing is sum should also be negative and product is also negative. So when the sum will be negative, when the bigger number is having negative sign or both terms are negative. In our case, one term is to be negative, so that means bigger term should be made negative so that when we add them our answer is negative. So out of 4 and 3, let's put minus 4. Okay, so now we should add them. So minus 4 plus 3 will give me minus 1, but I need minus 4. So that means these two factors are not possible. So now let's rearrange it. Suppose I am merging this 2 with the third one. So first factor should be 2 and second factor should be 6. Again product is negative, so bigger number should be negative, that is minus 6. So now we can add them, that is 2 minus 6 will give me minus 4. Here I can justify this that when I use 2 and minus 6 as factors, if multiplied I definitely get minus 12, and if I add them I will get minus 4. So what are the two factors here? That is 2 and minus 6, that we will use for splitting the middle term. So I will rewrite this as minus 4z as 2 and minus 6. Okay, so 2 is positive, so I will write plus 2z. 6 is negative, so minus 6z minus 12. From here it is simple. Find the common factors by regrouping them. So first I will regroup these two. So z is out, inside it will be z plus 2. Here minus minus, so minus is common. 6 is also common. Inside it is z minus 2. Not minus, it will be plus because we have taken minus as outside. So the sign of each term will be changed. So this z plus 2 and z plus 2 is a common factor here, and this z and minus 6 will make another factor. So these are the factors of this expression. So this is how we will use this method, that is splitting the middle term. So these are the 4 methods that we are going to use for factorization in this chapter. I hope this is clear. Now see you in my next video with the next topic of the chapter. Thank you.